I used to think big changes were the only way to feel better, but honestly, it's been the tiny daily things that have helped me the most. When life feels mentally noisy or out of rhythm, it's easy to overlook the small habits that actually bring relief, not because they're hard, but because they seem too simple to matter. And yet, those are often the things that quietly shift how your day feels. This video walks through a few everyday Japanese habits, not as traditions to copy, but as small, steady actions that might help you feel more grounded in your own space and routine. Tuck the chair, close the loop. When the day feels chaotic, tiny moments of order can feel like a small win. This habit is one of the easiest ways to practice that, just putting your chair back when you leave a space. It's not about manners or minimalism. It's about the mental shift that happens when you start closing loops. When you get up from a cafe table and slide the chair back in, it's like saying, "That part of the day is done. I handled it." At home, I started doing this at the end of dinner, just tucking my chair in before walking away. It takes 2 seconds, but it made me feel less like I was always leaving messes behind. It's one less thing out of place, one less loose end hanging in the room. And once you start noticing the relief it brings, it opens the door to the next habit. Line up the shoes. If visual clutter stresses you out, the front door is probably where it starts. Shoes kicked off in a rush or just left askew create this low-level friction every time you walk past. It's not that they're messy, it's that they remind you your day never really got settled. So I started making it a small rule: when I take off my shoes, I place them side by side, aligned, facing out. It sounds like nothing, but the act of doing it feels like a reset. Like I'm drawing a line between the outside world and the space I want to protect. It even works when I come home totally drained, especially then, because those tiny gestures of order remind me I'm still in control of how my space feels, even if the rest of the day was messy. Clean. What you'd rather ignore. I used to avoid this task unless it was absolutely necessary, but now it's something I do on purpose, not out of guilt. There's something oddly calming about starting your day by cleaning the one place you usually avoid. Not because of superstition or success stories, but because it forces you to slow down, notice the details, and care for a space no one else sees. I started doing it first thing in the morning, just a quick wipe down, nothing dramatic. And the effect surprised me. It made me more aware of other quiet messes I was ignoring, like laundry piles or crumbs by the toaster. That 5-minute routine didn't just make the bathroom cleaner, it helped me mentally switch from "what a mess" to "let's handle this one thing." That mindset made everything else feel more manageable. Clear the sink. Clear the static. One of the quickest ways my space starts to feel out of control is the kitchen sink. It's such a small area, but when dishes pile up, even just a couple, it sends a message that I'm already behind. I used to ignore it, thinking I'd get to it later, but it always weighed on me in the background. So I tried something different every night. I'd take 5 minutes to reset the sink. Not a full deep clean, just making sure it was empty, rinsed and wiped down. No dishes left to soak, no mystery crumbs in the drain. And the weird part, it made waking up easier. I didn't realize how much visual noise those little messes added until they were gone. That tiny reset became a signal: tomorrow's a fresh start. From there, it was easier to move into the next part of the day, feeling just a little more steady. Straighten up, breathe better. This one caught me off guard. I didn't realize how much my body mirrored my stress. When things felt heavy or out of sync, I'd catch myself slouched over my phone, breathing shallow, feeling sluggish. Standing up straighter felt like a weird luxury, like something you only do when you have time. But now I use it as a reset, not to look better, but to feel better. I'll notice myself sinking into the couch, and instead of judging it, I just plant my feet and lift my chest like I'm giving myself a little more space to breathe. It's not perfect. I still slouch all the time. But on hard days, it's one of the fastest ways to shift my energy without having to fix anything. Set the tone with background sound. There's a specific kind of mental tension that builds when the day feels too quiet, or worse, full of jarring noise. I used to flip between silence and chaos, either nothing in the background or random shows blaring from another room. It made my mood feel scattered without me noticing. So I started creating a soft sound environment on purpose. Not motivational playlists or high-energy music, just calm, unobtrusive sound. Sometimes it's lo-fi beats. Other times, ambient cafe sounds or a mellow instrumental playlist. It's not about focus, it's about tone. A small way to shift the emotional climate of the room. Now, I'll often play the same playlist when I do certain tasks, like writing, cooking, or winding down. It creates a kind of ritual, a gentle rhythm that tells my body this part of the day is safe. And that subtle soundtrack makes it easier to stay anchored when everything else feels like too much. Itadakimasu. Pause before you eat. There's something grounding about pausing before you eat, not out of obligation, but to actually register that the moment matters. In Japan, people say itadakimasu before meals. It loosely means I humbly receive, but what matters more is the mindset behind it. You're not just eating, you're acknowledging that someone made this, that something was grown, prepared, served. Even if that someone was you reheating leftovers on a Tuesday. I started doing a quiet pause before eating, not a big ritual, just a breath. It helped me shift out of scroll mode and into the moment. Especially when the rest of the day felt rushed or scattered, that tiny act of presence reminded me, this is care. This is fuel. This matters. Shorten the night, lighten the morning. I fought this one for years, thinking I'd finally feel caught up if I just stayed up a little later. But all it really did was stretch the stress out longer. Eventually, I started going to bed earlier. Not to be productive in the morning, but just to stop ending my day in that wired, overtired state. Mornings felt different after that. Not magical. Just lighter. Like I wasn't waking up already behind. Now I don't wake up at 5 a.m. or watch the sunrise every day, but I do try to keep the nights shorter, no more endless scrolling in bed. And in return, the mornings feel more doable. Not perfect, just a bit more like I'm starting from 0, not from -10. Waretada taru wo shiru. Notice what's already enough. This phrase roughly translates to, I know I have enough. And while it sounds simple, it's something I have to keep relearning. It's so easy to focus on what's missing, more money, more time, more energy. But when I get stuck in that loop, I end up feeling even more drained. This idea isn't about pretending everything's fine. It's just about noticing what is here. A working phone, a safe place to sit, a moment of quiet. Sometimes when I catch myself spiraling, I pause and name 3 small things that are okay right now. Not amazing, just okay. That tiny shift pulls me out of lack and back into enoughness, even if just for a few minutes. Okaja-sama. Thanks to everyone I don't see. There's a Japanese phrase, okaja-sama, that loosely means thanks to you, but it carries more than that. It's a way of acknowledging that whatever good you're experiencing, you didn't get there alone. That the people around you, even the ones you don't see, helped you in some way. It's quiet, humble, grounding. I started using it as a mental note. When a day went smoother than expected, or I finally had the energy to tackle something hard, I'd think, thanks to the people who made space for this. It reminded me I'm not doing life in isolation, and I don't have to. Most of these habits aren't flashy, They're just small shifts that help you feel more grounded in your own space and routine. Even one of them can take a little pressure off your day, whether that's fewer messes, a clearer mind, or a moment to reset before everything starts again. If this felt helpful, feel free to like or subscribe. It helps us keep making things that meet you where you are.